In this video, we are going to brainstorm. A brainstorm is a process that we use in this course. We use it very often because it is fundamental. It's fundamental to our learning and to our critical thinking processes. The reason it is so fundamental to our learning and critical thinking is because of what it does. It opens our mind to many ideas and possibilities. Now, to be fair, since brainstorming helps us think of a lot of ideas and possibilities, I should add something. I should say that brainstorming is fundamental to learning and critical thinking and creative thinking. It really gets the creative juices flowing to brainstorm an idea, because when you're brainstorming an idea, there really are no wrong answers. There are just the ideas that you think of in relation to other ideas. So now let's define what a brainstorm is. The word really gives it away. If you look, there's the word storm and there's the word brain. Well, if we take those apart, a storm isn't always thought of as a good thing, but it is typically something that has a lot of craziness, a lot of chaos, a lot of things flying around. And if we apply that to the brain, hopefully now you can see the metaphor that what we'd like to do in a brainstorm is a free flow of ideas. We want to think of as many possibilities as possible. I'll say as we can. Let's test this out. I'm going to write down a word. When I write down that word, I want you to think of what comes to mind. Pause the video. Write down everything that comes to mind when you see this word. You ready? Here's the word. Okay, what came to mind? Pause the video, write it down, and continue to think of what this reminds you of or makes you think of, and write all those ideas down. When you're finished, replay the video. If you're like me, the very first thing that came to mind is message, because typically when in day-to-day life I use the word text, I'm talking about a text message on my cell phone. So that's the next thing that comes to mind. But once I think of those things, now ideas are flowing like crazy. There's that storm. I'm thinking of words, and words make me think of books, and books make me think of communication. And communication, and almost at the same time as I thought of communication, makes me think of reading and writing. And it makes me think of ideas, and so on and so forth. I'm actually going to stop myself now and encourage you to pause the video and continue your brainstorm. Write down everything you think of when you hear the word text. When you kind of run out of possibilities, we call it saturation. You have pretty much exhausted all the ideas. You'll see brainstorming kind of takes on a momentum towards the beginning and middle. You think of one idea, it leads to 2, which leads to 10, which just leads to more ideas than you can write down as you think of, and then it kind of tapers off until you're done. So once you reach a point of saturation, you take a step back for it from all of your ideas, and you'll notice that what you end up with is a pretty comprehensive overview. And you have a pretty comprehensive overview of the whole concept that you've brainstormed. Now remember, our first chapter is chapter 7, which deals with concepts. So hopefully this short activity has helped you actually do a major process that we use in this course of brainstorming, apply it to a concept that we use throughout this course, which is text, and get the feeling of what it is like to actually look at the properties, the reference of a concept. The next video will be looking closer at text.